Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm gonna show you what is the for loop, like for in pairs loop. So let's see the syntax first. I'm gonna go into server script service. I'm gonna add a script right there. Okay, nice. So let me zoom in. Nice. So this is the structure of it. For I, v in pairs um the something table, like table do, and here you did the code that you want. Anyway, so let's see what is that. So I, it's count, like it increases with the current iteration. So yeah, and v, it's the current object. I know that you don't understand what I'm telling, but just remember that v, it's the current object, and I, it's the current iteration. Okay, so pairs table, in pairs table, so where we are looping in this table. Okay, so here we're gonna do the code that we want. First I'm gonna give it a table here, because this is not a table, just it's like that. So how I can get a table? Simply I can make it like that. So local, like do table, for example, equal to, do this brackets like that, and I'm gonna do a table right here. Like, let's do names of planets, maybe, like um Earth, Mars, um Moon. So anyway, just like that. I'm just for example. So yeah, so for I comma v in pairs table do. Okay, so v dot, let's print first I, let's print I. So let's run and see what's gonna happen. So we are printing the I value, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Okay, as you see, it prints 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see why it printed that. How much elements in this table? There's 3 elements, right? So this code repeated 3 times, and with every time this increased by 1. This I increased by 1 in every iteration. So it looped over Earth, Mars, and Moon strings. So yeah, now let's try to print V. Run. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so as you see, it printed Earth, Mars, and Moon. So as you see, it goes into every object, and I, it's the current element order, or whatever you want it to be, like its current iteration. Anyway, like for I equal to 0, like just normal loop. Anyway, and V, it's the current object that you are working on. So in the first iteration, it's gonna be Earth. So as you see, it prints the Earth because we printed V here, and V in the first iteration is Earth. So let's do another thing, like just for test. If you don't know what this double point like means, it just to concatenate strings. If you are coming from Java or the normal like languages, it's gonna be like that. You just get a string plus, and you do like that. But in Lua, it's not plus. Plus just for numbers. In Lua, strings concatenate by this 2 points. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do like that. Okay, so I got I and I added to it this colon, I guess. What do you name it? I don't know. Anyway, and I added to it the V. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, as you see, it prints 1 and this colon Earth, 2 colon Mars, 3 colon Moon. Nice. So let's see why you need this for I, V in pairs table do. So I actually in normal I don't use this loop in a normal table, but I use it in something more like to make my codes more dynamic. Anyway, let's see why. So I'm gonna remove the script for now, just for testing. Anyway, for example, we have 3 parts, right? We have this 3 parts like that. One called A, the second called B, and the third called C. Okay, nice. So we have these 3 parts. And what do we want to do for these 3 parts is, okay, wait. Let's group this by Control G. We just select it like that, or select the first and hold Shift and click the last, or select the last. So okay, gonna do Control G. It's gonna group it into one model. I'm gonna call it parts, for example. And there we go. We have these 3 parts that called A and B and C in the parts model. Okay, nice. So now let's create a script. Nice. So I'm gonna do a variable, local variable, and I'm gonna call it parts equal to gain. This is all the gain. Okay, dot workspace dot parts. Okay, so now this variable holds my this model path, or this model. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is that, let's see what we want first to do with this parts. I want every 1 second to change this part color, like every 1 second to change this brick color of this parts into another different color, random color. So what I can do is, I don't know, like for I, V, or in pairs, anyway, while I'm gonna do while wait undo. Okay, and I'm gonna get parts dot a equal to dot brick color equal to brick color dot random, and parts dot b dot brick color equal to brick color dot random, parts dot c dot brick color equal brick color dot random. Okay, as you see, this is our code. Okay, let's run. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's gonna run or not. So yeah, so as you see, it's working. Nice. Okay, so for 3 parts we did all that. Okay, so what if we have 1,000,000 parts of this, or 100, or 1,000, or whatever? So like if we have all that, we're gonna do, wait, let me see how much element is this. Properties, it's 15 in items, like 15 elements. So I need to do the same phrase every item. So I'm gonna do 15 lines of and necessary code. Okay, so what there we can use for I comma v in pairs. By the way, if we added to another item to this model, we should add a line for this item in order to work, in order for it to work as needed to. But in for I comma v pairs, it doesn't need that. Just any child of this could be done. Okay, so now I'm gonna do Control Z or endo just to have that parts that I think. Okay, A and B and C. Okay, so this is our new code. It's for I comma v in pairs parts do. But wait a second. If we give the parts, it needs it needs a table, right? And here we given it an instance that it's a model. It's not a table. So how we can turn on that parts model into a table? So there is a function called getChildren. So what is gonna do? It's just gonna return a table that contains all these objects or all the childs of this model that are called parts. So yeah, and here we're gonna do v.BrickColor equal to BrickColor.random. Nice. Right, and I'm gonna run that. Okay, as you see, it's working the same. Nice. So as you see, it's 3 lines, right? As the first method. So let's clone this stuff. Let's add some more parts right here. I'm just gonna add some more parts. Control D, by the way, to duplicate or to copy and paste. It's Control D. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna run and see if this gonna work or not. So as you see, all these parts are handled by 3 lines or by 1 script, by 1 code. So yeah, that's super nice and that's good. So by the way, we could change, this is just variables that hold that stuff. We could change the name of it, like v, like I, we could change it to count, for example. We could change it for anything, like I told you, anything, even hamburger maybe. And this is pizza, I don't know. You can change it for anything. Like I'm gonna do here part as an object because we are looping through parts, so it's logically to put v as a part, right? Put the parts in a variable called part. Okay, and I'm gonna name it count. So yeah, and I'm gonna make sure to change this v because it no longer exists. We changed it by part, by the variable part, so we're just gonna change it by part. So as you see, that's gonna work. Okay, nice. So it's working as it is. Okay, so now what if we have more parts? A lot of parts. Make a lot of parts right here. Just for two. Why we gonna need that loop? Anyway, so I'm just gonna select the children of this. Select children. And I'm gonna see here, it's 288 items. So 288 items. in the first method, we're gonna need 288 lines, and that's gonna ruin um, our script and our performance, render, and everything. And gonna makes a lot of lag and heat takes for us, because you're gonna need to like write 288 lines, and every part you should give it a name. So in here it doesn't matter, and if you added a element you should add the line for it. But here, as you see, it's handled automatically. Every child in there cannot get handled automatically. That sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna add the extra thing. Sometimes there's in a model, there's not just one instance. Like there's ports, scripts, images, and equals, whatever. Anyway, like let's tell that we have for example int value, maybe just like that. We're gonna call it like anything, just let it value. I'm gonna run and see what's gonna happen here, because it's in the model part, in the model that are called parts that you are iterating through. First thing that we see is that the parts changed one time and it doesn't do it again. Okay, and we have here in the output window, we have this writing. BrickColor is not a valid member of int value. By the way, if you don't have this window output, you can get into View tab and click on it. And by the way, you can customize your window to any place, as you see. Even here, here, any place, but I like it right here. Okay, so as you see, BrickColor is not a valid member of int value. Why this error? Because we are trying to set the BrickColor of this object or this int value into a BrickColor, but it doesn't have a BrickColor here. So this is why it doesn't, as you see, a BrickColor is not a valid member of int value, because this property doesn't exist in this object. So what we can do to prevent this from happening, by the way, the script just crashes when you try to do that. When it errors, it just crashes the script and no longer running. So yeah, so for preventing this from happening, we have a simple function name called isUp. So as you can see, if port isUp, as like that, and here it takes one parameter, it's called class. And so for knowing the class, you just should select the item that you want. You see here, as you see, class name int value or integer value, and here this is a port. Okay, let's give it port, then, and we're gonna end. So this is a condition, because this function that are called is it's returning true if that thing, that the first thing like is in that class that's called port, and if not, then it's gonna return false, and if it's false, then it doesn't gonna run this line of code. Anyway, let's run. And remember, we have an int value right there. I didn't delete it, and as you see, it's working right good. By the way, we could do something else too. We could make our thing like else print part dot name point. This is not a part. Let's see what this is gonna give. Nice. As you see, it's giving us value. This is not a part. Okay, that's nice. So okay, so what if some of these are unions and we want to color the unions? So let's put a union right there and see what's gonna happen. Did it's gonna color like or not? I'm gonna make a simple union right here. Something like that. I'm gonna negate and select this part by holding shift. I can select multiple items. So I'm then gonna union. As I say, I got a union here. And as I say, it's class name union operation. It's not. By the way, if we try to color this here like that, it doesn't get a tick, but it's actually changing it here, but it doesn't get applied in the rendering. So there is a property in it in every union called use part color. So if you turn this on, you just gonna render the color that you want it to. As you can see, that's looking good. Nice. Anyway, so we have this stuff set up. So let's make more of this. Yes. For the example. Nice. So now let's run and see if this is gonna switch the colors or not. Okay, let's see the output. Okay, it's showing that the value this is not a part. Oh, wait. We didn't like got this unions in the model. So if we got it right now, it's gonna be good this time. So as you see, it's telling me value this is not a part, and union this is not a part 3 times. Okay, and as you see, it doesn't change the colors even if it's in the model. So what we can do for this? But what if I want like everything that would change the color or the brick color? I want it to be included. By the way, like a vehicle seat, like a seat for example, it has a brick color too, but it's class named seat, so it doesn't gonna get included. So what if I want everything that's like a part, like it has a gray color, transparency, and chord and stuff like that, I want it to get colored. There is a specific class that it's called base part, and that is just gonna get everything that it's like similar to bar, that it has, for example, the brick color. So as you see, it's working right now. That's so cool to see that it just changed color like that. Let's add some more fancy stuff to this. So as you see, it just looping, like just choosing random brick color. And random brick color, there's not a lot of brick colors, like there's just this number of brick colors. Not really a lot. I don't know how much this color, but it's not a lot. But what if I want to wait? Let me see a calculation here. Okay, so what if I want my script to choose from this number of colors. So let's see how much is this. It's 165, 830. Wait, what the hell? 16 millions, I guess. Yeah, 16 millions and 581,375. Oh god, that's a lot of colors, like 16 millions. Duh. Anyway, so how we can do that? So if we see in the properties, we have a brick color and the color. So the color has three values, but these three values, it's not RGB, red, green, blue values, but we want RGB. Anyway, how we can do that? We can just do part.color equal to color3 dot from. So if you have HSV value of a color or RGB new to HSV. Anyway, I'm gonna use in this example from RGB, and this is the most we'll use it in color3. Anyway, so from RGB, and the RGB has three values, R, G, and B: red, green, blue. Every value of this are between in range of 0 and 255. And I want, by the way, 0, 0, 0 means black, and 255, 255 gonna give you white. Okay, so it's just a mix of colors, red, green, and blue, as you learn in school, as we learn in school. So anyway, what if we want to get a random color, like a random value in red and green and blue? We could use math.random. I explained it, I guess, in previous tutorials. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do my math.random 0, 255, so I'm just gonna copy this and give it to the green value, and then give it to the blue value. Okay, so now it should be variant than the last one. Let's see. So here there could be like 60 million colors. Oh god, that's a lot. Anyway, that's working good. As you see, so for I, v, it's a really way too good function, or I don't know what it's called, statement or whatever, loop. Anyway, so that was a tutorial. It was so funny. So yeah, see you on the next tutorial. Bye.